1994 was a sensational time for pop stars, falling stars.
The Los Angeles Police Department is actively searching for Mr. Simpson.
And shooting stars.
This is like the news story of the decade. Kurt Cobain has committed suicide.
Kurt's death was a shroud over the rest of that year.
Buried with Cobain was the alternative rock revolution.
There was a real sense in the air that we were going to take over the world. It was just a big ruse, but that's what we believed.
In '94, high-profile scandals became long-running TV hits. Some produced instant celebrities.
He presented himself to me in a very unprofessional manner.
But other scandalous headliners were already primetime favorites.
Don't treat me like a criminal, because I am innocent.
As the big names battled in court, the rising stars of rap took it to the streets in an East Coast, West Coast turf war.
You never thought that hip-hop would take it this far.
We all acted in childish manners back then. It was about representing your turf.
Now, the year of the gloved one and the bloody glove, sensationalism and suicide, the shining pop spotlight and the dark side of fame. 1994, the year behind the music.
Come on, buddy. Thank you, fellas. Step on back.
In the cyclical universe of popular culture, 1994 was a year when pretty, prepackaged pop stars yanked the spotlight from their less commercial competition.
1994 was the beginning of some really shallow times. That's when the shallow wave began.
Sweet-singing girls and boys were back in a big way, and angst-ridden grunge was going, nearly gone.
I'll give you everything I can.
Music sort of went from smelling like Teen Spirit to actual Teen Spirit.
There were two 90s. There was the first half of the 90s where we had our artistic giants, Pearl Jam, Smashing Pumpkins, Soundgarden, Nirvana. And we had the second part of the 90s where we had the commercial juggernauts, ending with the Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears.
By '94, success had changed Seattle, and the alternative music movement that caught fire there a few years earlier had lost its heat.
It really was the sort of the cresting of the wave, and there was a real utopian sense that it was just going to get bigger and things were going to change, and the rules were changing, and the music industry was changing.
Things are going to change. I can feel it.
And by the time I got to the end of that year, I realized that it was a total sham.
Cut it.
People were going to make their money, exploit it, and just move on, and that's exactly what happened.
Serious plaid-clad grunge artists gave way to upbeat ballad-belting pop superstars in '94. Mariah Carey confirmed the trend in January as her album Music Box went to #1.
I think grunge was just a lot of negativity. It was a lot of anger. Once people started getting a little sick of that, it was a good time for a Mariah Carey or an Ace of Base to come out.
In February, Ace of Base became the most successful Swedish export since ABBA by charting 2 songs in the top 10 at the same time.
We like to go out and have a good time, and we do that. So that's what we want people to do with our music. Have a good time, yeah?
Generally, pop music lyrics carried little weight in '94, though some bands did put some muscle behind their meaning. Counting Crows hit the charts in '94 with Mr. Jones. Their pain to pop stardom off their album August and Everything After became the year's most played record on the radio. But the big boys of summer '94 were Boys to Men.
I'll make love to you like you want me to, and I'll hold you.
The latest in a line of chart-topping soft pop stars, Boyz II Men began a remarkable 16-week streak at #1 with 2 super singles.
Oh God, give me the reason. I'm down on bending knee.
Lots and lots of commercially based music suddenly came back. Suddenly it was once again the year of the producer.
I think that might have been the beginning of it being okay to be commercialized.
Boyz II Men became the kingpins of commercial pop in '94, but for the reclusive king of pop, it was not a good year. The headlines Michael Jackson made had nothing to do with music. In January, Jackson settled a child molestation lawsuit out of court. Published reports suggested the settlement cost him millions of dollars. But as he addressed the world from his ranch near Santa Barbara, Michael maintained that the charges were false.
I am particularly upset by the handling of this mass matter by the incredible, terrible mass media. At every opportunity, the media has dissected and manipulated these allegations to reach their own conclusions. I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me.
Please welcome Mr. and Mrs. Michael Jackson.
8 months later, Jackson went public again to confirm rumors that he and Elvis Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie, had been secretly married.
Just think, nobody thought this would last.
The royal wedding of the king of pop to the king of rock and roll's only child was a celebrity shocker.
He needed to kind of show, hey, I'm a normal guy, you know, as if he could ever really do that. And they had their, you know, kiss on air. It looked so unnatural.